Star ratings seem like the perfect cheat sheet for college football recruiting. 5 stars headline their rankings as blue chip elites, 32 5-stars each recruiting cycle to reflect the first 32 picks in the first round of the NFL draft. 4 stars have immense potential with few question marks, and 3 stars show promise but need more development. But is it really that simple? In truth, the journey from high school standout to college football star is shaped by so much more than just a neat ranking. Physical readiness, mental acuity, coaching fit, geographic factors, and intangible qualities all shape how a recruit's career unfolds. Elite 5-stars often arrive on campus with physiques and athleticism mirroring NFL veterans. Bresee arrived at Clemson nearly maxed out, almost a finished product from day one. At Texas, Collin Simmons proved to be a program-altering force, helping guide the Longhorns to their first college football playoff appearance in his true freshman campaign. And watching Dylan Stewart line up against Old Dominion's offensive line in South Carolina's season opener, that was just unfair. Not for Stewart, but for those poor ODU linemen trying to contain him. Jeremiah Smith, 2023's top recruit, came to Ohio State at 6'3", 215 pounds. With a body ripped from a high school anatomy book and explosiveness honed by state titles in hurdle events. His muscular frame, polished route running, and aerial dominance translated instantly. In his Buckeye debut versus Akron, he posted 6 catches for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. Then torched Michigan State for a Big Ten Freshman of the Week nod, the 5-star difference. Smith's rare blend of explosive athleticism and precise body control is the stuff of coaching dreams and defensive nightmares. He doesn't just physically dominate, but technically outclasses opponents. He's a prototype football player, like someone created the perfect one in a lab. At 6'3", 215, he's got prototype size that could honestly work at any position on the field. You could probably stick him at safety, running back, he could be an all-down linebacker, a pass rush specialist, or even a tight end. Smith possesses AJ Green-like body control with the ability to high point the football like a prime DeAndre Hopkins. There simply aren't that many athletes who can so brilliantly blend size, speed, power, technical proficiency, and an innate feel for the game. That's the thing about being blessed with those dimensions. When you're 6'3", 215, and growing, without losing twitch or speed, you can get away with quite a lot on a football field. For 4-star recruits, the difference often comes down to one missing piece of the puzzle. They might have impressive speed, but lack the extra gear to consistently blow by elite defenders. It might be a powerhouse in the trenches, but struggle to dominate against the seasoned veterans they'll face at the next level. Take Larry Fitzgerald, for example. Coming out of high school, he was a highly regarded recruit. Fitzgerald had it all: sure hands, precise route running, and an uncanny ability to make contested catches. But one thing he didn't have was blazing speed.
University of Miami, Oregon State, Penn State, Pittsburgh, Ohio State, Illinois, Michigan State, a lot of different places, a lot of different regions of the country. And I'm just gonna try to pick the best school that fits me.
Even at the high school level, he wasn't slow by any means. He didn't possess that 4.3 burner gear that today's scouts covet. What he lacked in top-end speed, he more than made up for with his technical work, body control, and football IQ. He was able to create separation with crisp routes, attacking the ball at its highest point, and by making plays in traffic. He was nearly maxed out in every trait except pure speed. For some 4-star recruits, the only thing standing between them and that coveted 5th star is a Power 5 strength and conditioning program. Trading a high school weight room for a state-of-the-art facility and mom's home cooking for a team of nutritionists can be key to unlocking their full potential. It's amazing what elite resources can do for a talented athlete. With access to cutting-edge training techniques, personalized meal plans, and around-the-clock support, these recruits can transform their bodies and take their game to the next level. Imagine the gains a player could make with a world-class strength coach guiding their every rep, a sports science team optimizing their recovery, and a nutrition staff fueling their body with the perfect balance of macro and micronutrients. It's like leveling up in real life. For these 4-star recruits on the cusp of greatness, a Power 5 program isn't just a chance to play college ball. It's a golden ticket to reaching their final form. With the right resources and support, they can bridge the gap between potential and performance. For some guys, they're so freakishly gifted, They can eat whatever they want and still look like they're chiseled out of marble.
Foot-long Southwest turkey and bacon, and a foot-long roast turkey.
Across midfield is over 200 pounds. He's known for his hard hitting. Oh my leading.
Word. When I go to Wendy's, I gotta have something with a lot of grease. You know, when you pick it up off the, little wrapper, you can see the grease is dripping. A lot of Southwest sauce and a lot of
Of course, they rely on strict meal plans, professional nutritionists, and advanced strength programs to transform raw talent into game day performance. Sometimes, the difference between 4 stars and 5 isn't talent, it's just access to a Division I meal plan and a strength coach who knows the difference between Instagram fitness and functional football strength.
Pride in the tradition of the University of Miami Hurricanes, guys, will not be entrusted to the timid or the weak. Go hard, baby.
Most 3 stars need the full developmental pipeline. We're talking redshirt seasons living in the weight room, turning the training table into a second home, and treating the practice facility like their personal laboratory. That's if they don't quit first. For many, it's the first time they've ever been truly challenged on the field. In high school, they could rely on their raw athleticism to dominate. The star quarterback from a powerhouse program might have spent his Friday nights picking apart defenses filled with future accountants and salesmen. His physical gifts were more than enough to carry the day. But in college, everything changes. Suddenly, he's facing players who are just as big, just as fast, and just as talented. The quarterback is no longer the biggest fish in the pond, he's swimming with sharks. And it's not just blue chip recruits giving him trouble. That unheralded defensive end from a tiny rural high school, the one that spent his summers baling hay and running drills in a cow pasture, he's now got access to the same elite coaching, the same cutting-edge facilities, and the same nutrition plans as the star quarterback, and he's hungry to prove himself. It's a rude awakening for many top recruits. They quickly realize that the playing field has been leveled. The inherent advantages they enjoyed in high school, the best coaches, the fanciest equipment, the most talented supporting cast, all that is out the window. Now, it's just man against man, and the only thing that matters is who wants it more. For some, this new reality is too much to handle. They struggle to adapt to a world where they're no longer the automatic star. But for others, it's an opportunity to rise to the occasion, to push themselves beyond their perceived limits, and to show that they truly belong among the best of the best. For those that persevere the initial shock and embrace the grind, they become a different breed altogether. These are the guys you'll find in the film room at 5 a.m., dissecting their opponent's tendencies with a fine-tooth comb. They're the ones who treat every position meeting like a sacred ritual, hanging on their coach's every word as if it holds the secret to football enlightenment. These players understand that success at this level requires more than just physical talent. It demands an almost obsessive dedication to the mental side of the game. They pore over their playbooks until they can recite every formation, every audible, every check at the line of scrimmage. They shadow their position coaches like apprentices, soaking up every nugget of wisdom.
But Mirabal is great. He's a great coach. He has taught me a lot. He really changed the way I am. He really opened me up as a person. So I'm happy that I kind of met Mirabal. I'm happy that me and him got our bond that we got, and I'm happy that he coaching me.
Physical tools can only carry a player so far. It's the mental aspects of the game. Processing speed, dedication to film study, and the ability to read and react quickly. These separate the elite from the merely talented. This difference is often stark at the quarterback position. Many 5 stars arrive on campus already well-versed in complex college concepts. They can change protections at the line, make NFL caliber throws, they can tell you the intricacies between a cover 2 and a cover 3, and dissect defenses from day 1. In contrast, a raw 3-star passer might need significant time to develop their mental game. They may have the arm strength and athleticism, but the ability to make split-second decisions under pressure often comes through a process of trial and error, extensive film study, and those eureka moments in practice. With diligent coaching and relentless work ethic, that mental gap can be bridged. The cerebral part of the game can take a player to heights their star rating might not predict. Josh Allen is a good example of not just a low-level recruit, he almost didn't play at the Division I level. Despite this, he's become one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. While Allen's physical gifts, his 6'5" frame, rocket arm, and surprising agility are certainly impressive, it's his commitment to mastering the mental game that has truly elevated him to elite status. Five-star headlines grab the attention. but it's often what's happening between the player's ears that makes the biggest difference on the field. In high school, elite athletes often play both ways, filling roles based on team needs. An All-American defensive back in college may have been a state champion winning quarterback, or a pass rush maven may have been a high school wide receiver and safety. Eric Berry excelled as both a quarterback and defensive back before focusing solely on defense at Tennessee, where he became an All-American safety and eventually a Pro Bowl safety with the Kansas City Chiefs. In high school, Greg Rousseau played safety and wide receiver, standing out at 6'6". When he arrived at the University of Miami, he grew into his frame and transitioned to defensive end, where his length and athleticism helped him become a dominant pass rusher. Before carving out a solid NFL career as a linebacker, Devin White was a top running back who switched to fullback his senior year simply because he didn't stop growing. Though he became an elite offensive tackle at Oklahoma, Lane Johnson began his collegiate football career playing both tight end and quarterback at Kilgore College in Texas. This continues from college to the NFL as well. Penn State's Michael Robinson played as a quarterback and wide receiver, leading the team to a Big Ten Conference title in 2005 and being recognized as the Big Ten Most Valuable Player and Co-Offensive Player of the Year.
Come on, take a seat, man. Come holler at me.
In 2011 with the Seahawks, he was invited to his first Pro Bowl as a fullback. While some, like Travis Hunter, seamlessly translate elite athleticism to multiple roles, most need intensive technique work and film study to specialize. Succeeding in a new position demands more than eye-popping combine numbers. It hinges on unwavering dedication to the game's finer points, hand placement, eye discipline, and precise angles. Scheme comprehension and football IQ matter just as much as raw speed, and consistent drill work can be just as vital as natural gifts. The right system or opportunity can amplify or undermine a player's ability to succeed, regardless of star ranking. Even 5-star talents can stagnate in the wrong system or suffer from poor development. Yet in an environment tailored to their skills, where coaches highlight their strengths, 4-star recruits like Bo Nix can flourish. The son of offensive coordinator Patrick Nix, Bo struggled by many accounts at Auburn before revitalizing his career at Oregon, eventually landing him as the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos. Justin Jefferson blew up an LSU camp after torching 4- and 5-star defensive backs as a middling 3-star prospect. By the time he left, everyone at the camp knew who he was. He was offered by LSU after the camp and committed. The rest is football history.
So when they get to the camp, they do one-on-one drills. So Justin going against 5-star, number 2 cornerbacks in the country.
The main objective of going to this camp is to find the best player out there and attack him.
Boom, I'm going up against these 4 or 5-star guys. I'm a no-star, but I'm killing them. Like, I'm making them fall all over the place, like I'm routing them up.
Him going there and like dominating. He said, I'm Justin Jefferson. I can do this thing called football.
After the camp, LSU offered Jefferson a scholarship.
And read beautifully by Thieneman. It's intercepted. Dillon Thieneman. And that is picked off by Thieneman.
But you love him. It is Dillon Thieneman out of Purdue.
An 89.5 overall grade that led the nation. Max, that was the 3rd best ever by a true freshman safety behind Jordan Whitehead and Derwin James. Okay, Purdue played the 2nd most cover 1 in the nation last year behind Illinois. He was the guy standing back there at 20 to 25 yards pre-snap who just had to read the quarterback and find the football. And his range is off the charts. 100 PFF game athleticism score. He broke the scale. He broke it. And he's got that. It shows in his range. He's got legit. They talk about, he's got sideline to sideline range. No, seriously. You could throw the ball to a coach on the sidelines and he would get to it and pick it off. I'm telling you, his range is better than 80% of NFL safeties right now. I guarantee it. He's that good. And then you put him in the box here and there. You let him blitz. Get a 90.2 run defense grade that was 5th best in the country. 6 interceptions. He's the whole package. Like speed, aggressiveness, ball skills. everything you want in a free safety. Literally everything. As a true freshman, when you're talking about anything about in PFF stuff about Derwin James, you're an elite company.
Scouts called him technically sound, but he didn't have eye-popping athleticism you'd expect from a higher-rated recruit. But his instincts, football IQ, and commitment to refining his craft quickly vaulted him into Purdue's starting lineup as a true freshman. Thieneman thrives in open field tackling, leveraging angles and discipline that scouts at 247 now highlight as next-level ready. In the Lone Star State, high school football isn't just a sport, it's a way of life. The level of competition, coaching, and resources poured into Texas high school programs rivals that of many college teams. Every Friday night, they step into pressure cooker stadiums, battling powerhouse opponents in front of thousands of passionate Texans. This environment molds recruits into uniquely polished products. Take the example of a middling Texas offensive lineman. By the time he steps foot on a college campus, he's likely spent years absorbing advanced coaching, decoding complex blitz packages, and executing intricate combo blocks. His football IQ and technical skills are years ahead of his peers from most other states. His developmental curve is already well underway. College coaches covet this level of preparedness. Knowing a 3-star or a 4-star Texas recruit can often contribute from day one. The state of Texas produces more NFL players than any other state, with more than 210 active players in the 2024 season. That's 1 out of 12 players. Texas isn't the only state churning out top-tier talent. Florida and Georgia are equally renowned for their athletic breeding grounds, each with its own distinct flavor. Florida is a land of lightning-quick skill players. The state's high schools produce a never-ending stream of twitchy wide receivers and lockdown corners. Athletes whose feet move faster than most defenders' minds. These are the guys who can stop on a dime, leaving hapless defenders grasping for air. They're the ones who can turn a simple swing pass into a touchdown, juking would-be defenders out of their cleats. What Florida athletes may lack in raw size and power, they more than make up for with their blink and you'll miss it, speed and agility.
Oliver, Jesse Hester, Fred Taylor, who's still playing for the Jaguars, Andre Waters, Anquan Bolden, who was Rookie of the Year for the Cardinals a couple years ago, came out by Hokie. And here's these small little communities that have produced like these, not only good football players, but excellent ones who have gone on to the NFL.
Meanwhile, Georgia is a factory for physically imposing, trench-dominating brutes. From the Peach State's powerhouse programs emerge linemen who can bulldoze their way through opposing fronts, and running backs built like battering rams, often stepping onto college fields with the physiques of seasoned veterans. While they may need some fine-tuning in terms of technique, their sheer power and athleticism often make them early contributors. The rigorous coaching and competition in Texas, Florida, and Georgia don't just produce physical specimens, they create shrewd, instinctive football players. Despite the hype surrounding 5- and 4-star talents, the backbone of college football is composed of 3-star prospects. In fact, a 2022 study by 247 Sports found that 50 to 60% of all collegiate rosters are made up of players who held a 3-star rating out of high school. These are the workhorses who fill the trenches, cover kicks, and step up when injuries strike, often blossoming into key contributors by their junior or senior seasons. While imperfect, the star system remains a useful barometer. The 2024 Heisman race epitomized the spectrum of prospect development. 5-star prospect and winner Travis Hunter, the first modern two-way Heisman winner, translated generational high school talent into instant stardom. Runner-up Ashton Jeanty validated his 4-star billing, becoming the nation's most electric runner. Cam Ward rose to 0-star obscurity to a Heisman finalist through grit and skill refinement, mostly at the Power 5 level. Dylan Gabriel, the former 3-star recruit, odysseyed from multiple colleges and ended up at Oregon, where he broke records in their up-tempo offense. Ultimately, while stars capture a moment, no rating measures a growth mindset, adaptability, heart, or competitive fire. College football's soul lies in those unquantifiable qualities and the way they shape each athlete's distinct journey. From sideline to sideline, from signing day to senior day, Across 130 teams, and amid constant roster churn, every player is in a state of becoming. The beauty is in watching a 5-star phenom deliver on astronomical hype, and the 3-star afterthought evolve into an All-American with equal awe. Whether you shine with 5 stars or glow with 3, there are many paths to greatness.